Hello everyone, I have moved, and you know what that means. It's time to put the bookshelf back together. So I just moved from my old place where it was completely disorganized and just had my books kind of thrown everywhere for a while because I just didn't keep up with it. I'm really excited to have it all put together again. I even put on a real outfit for this, even though I'm probably gonna regret it, so if I suddenly show up in sweatpants, you know why. Also, I am a bit backlit, but this was the only way that I could get both of my bookshelves from top to bottom into the frame, so we're doing what we can today. I've never really done one of these before, so I'm just gonna like wing it. I have some footage of what the shelves looked like before, and how they got to this point, because I did a little bit of work already because I wasn't sure if I wanted to film this video, and I was like, nah, I don't want to film it, and then I did some work, and then I was like, maybe I do want to film it. So I will show you those first, and then I will do a montage of me putting things together, I guess.
Here's a quick overview of what it looked like in the old apartment. I would say how it was organized before, but it wasn't really organized. It was just how I had them when I got there, and then whatever I shoved in afterwards. Very quick shelf by shelf. I had like sci-fi at the top. It was like, I don't know, any books that had space, any books with thrillers on the side here, random books over in the other corner that I just like put there. There was some non-fictions. Only two. This is the Sonic / Avatar shelf. I put them both on one shelf while I was living there. There's no room for more. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do about this, but it looked pretty good at the time. It's just not gonna be like something I can keep up with, you know? We might have to do something about this one, but that's how it looked before. And then we have this shelf, which was basically just a bunch of classics or classic-ish books that I'm counting as classics. And then a couple more random books that I just like threw in there because, I don't know, every time I read a book I would just toss it on the shelf wherever it would fit, so it is what it is. But that's this shelf. Then we have this one, which is just Series of Unfortunate Events and Harry Potter, basically. I'm not really sure where all my room went. I had so much room. Look how much room there is on this shelf. And now in my new place, I feel like there's no room for anything. But that's this one. These two are pretty straightforward. They're just my TBR shelves, my books I haven't read yet that I was just shoving onto these two shelves for just to keep them somewhere. Starting at the top of the other bookcase, we have a bunch of plushies up at the top, some fake plants, the Mistborn series that I bought in bulk and never read yet. A couple of like high fantasy on the shelf below that, just some assorted series basically. And again, there's so much space. Where did I get all this space from? It just disappeared somehow when I moved. But that's how this one was looking. Shelf below that is a couple of like fantasy fairy tale elements. That one's just like monster book that I don't remember what happens in it. This is like Peter Pan, Wizard of Oz, Wonderland bullshit. Just, you know, I love fairy tales, so I like having a lot of those. I have the Cinder series, but someone's currently borrowing it, so. Wow, would you look at that? It's another bookshelf that I used to put books that didn't fit anywhere else. It's a catch-all. I just put them there. They just needed somewhere to go, and so I put them on this shelf. Are you surprised? You shouldn't be. That was pretty much my MO at the time. Yeah, so the year I was living here also happened to be the year that I became obsessed with collecting DVDs as well, so I didn't have anywhere to display these at the time. I only had these two bookcases, so I just started putting all of them on one of my shelves, and this is how it turned out by the end. Yeah, these were all acquired like basically within a year. This was the start of the collection that has already gotten really out of hand. What am I doing with the camera? Hello? Okay, I guess we're moving on. This is the this is the manga and graphic novel shelf. The end of it is still DVDs, but those are like TV shows, and the ones on top are movies. These I got obsessed with buying manga and graphic novels as well, so. This bottom shelf is nuts. It's just a bunch of like vampire books and random stuff. I think this was supposed to be my shelf of creatures, because we've got like the stack of vampire books, and then we have my move the camera, okay. Then we have my dragon books, and then we have my zombie books, and then we have a single angel book. And then we just have some random shit on the end. It's just like yearbooks and sticker books and wreck this journals. These sticker books are actually kind of nuts. I did these when I was God knows how young. But here's a couple of pages. We got Raven Simone, we got Care Bears, we got Disney. We got it all. We got dogs. We got stickers I made myself with a sticker maker that I used cutting out cardboard pieces from my littlest pet shops. We have it all. We Trident stickers, Sims 3, stickers from the dentist. This is my Wreck This journal. This one was a little bit later in life, but it's essentially the same thing. Just stuff. Just stuff. This is technically 4 little shelves that are on the side of my desk, but I use them for my art stuff and my sketchbooks and my games in the old place. I'll show you what I do with them in the new place, maybe, if I remember, but this is how it looked before. It was very disorganized, yay. Okay, and then these are a couple of... this was my stack of like books I got rid of. These were all just like unhauls, you know, like these books ain't with us anymore, but they were at the time, so I thought I would include those real quick. And here's one last little scan of the shelves to give you a good idea of the before, even though it's probably not going to look that different, but it's going to be at least a little bit more organized. So here's the before. We'll at least get rid of those DVDs. Alright, this is the new shelves immediately after getting to the new apartment. I took all of the books out of the boxes and just like put them on the shelves. They're not in any order. The series are not all matched up. They're just kind of crazy and wherever they fit. So yeah, that's what we're working with. I was quite worried about how full it was looking. I'm really hoping to get some more space on these shelves, kind of open them up a bit so that I can display more covers, face more books outwards, put more decor in, that kind of thing. I just like to have some like breathing room, so that's the main goal to start. This was my pile of stuff. These are all of like the decor that I usually put on or around the shelf or around the room. I had it all just stacked in this corner. So that's what we're working with for decor. It's a lot of green, a lot of fake plants. I thought the best way to start with opening up some more room on the shelves was to maybe put my TBR books under the bed, but I thought that probably wouldn't look great and would be kind of inconvenient to like crouch down every time, so I just ended up moving them over to the side against this little wall. There's like a little cubby that I accidentally formed, so I just started stacking them up there. The bottom shelf on the right is still more TBR, but I'll explain that later. But I freed up some room. I got one empty shelf out of it. So again, this is what it looks like after I put the series together and like clumped everything a little bit. I did a little bit of work, but it's still not done.
Alright, so that's pretty much what we're working with. That's pretty much how we got to this point. I think I might show you a little bit closer up, because I don't know that I showed you like each shelf in detail, and I want to kind of talk about maybe like what I want to do, what I want to organize, how we want to organize it. So essentially what we're working with is I had the mangas together with the DVDs. I've put the DVDs up there for now. I might put them out in the living room, which is where I keep the rest of my normal DVDs. These are just TV show DVDs. My movies are out there. But that shelf is also really crowded, so we'll see which way it works better. For now, they're up there. These are a couple of my favorite books that I put together. I don't know if I'm gonna keep them together. I don't know how I'm gonna organize this, okay? It might be by genre. But it also might just be like by feel, you know, like guilty pleasure books versus like books I read as a kid versus like books that make me laugh or make me sad. But like that's kind of the same as genre, so like it might be a mix of both. I don't know, man. This is what like thrillers and stuff, all my classics put together. Yes, I consider Holes a classic. Don't at me. There's a couple books here. These are my non-fictions that I've read. I know, there's only 3. Don't laugh at me. I put all of my Sonics and Avatar books together. The thing about these is there's just like too much, you know? Like, like I want to be able to like display a lot of these. I was able to display Kyoshi, but I'm still thinking if I should separate and make a separate shelf for Sonic and another one for Avatar, like 2 shelves dedicated solely to Sonic and Avatar, because I'm crazy. I tried to put them together. Look how crowded it is, guys. I don't know what you want me to do here. These are just a couple of random books that I haven't figured out where they're gonna go yet. They're just books. These are the mangas, of course. These are just a couple other random books that I haven't decided where they go. I was gonna do both of these bottom shelves as TBR books, but then I like put all of my non-read books down there, and it turns out that I have way too many right now. It's been a stressful time, and every time I get stressed, I go to Goodwill. And I could just keep going to Goodwill. Keep buying more and more and more and more books. So I've decided to, oh, I'm stepping on things. I just broke something, I think. Oh god. So essentially what I decided to do is, instead of forfeiting 2 entire shelves to books that I did not read, I stacked them over in this convenient little cubby area that was left in my room because of how I set it up. And I'm just gonna stack them up against the wall here. I kind of like how that looks. I know it's fucking crazy, but I'm okay with it. I might get one of those like rolling shelves too that like all of like the booktubers have that has their TBR on it. That would be like a more like presentable way of doing it, but for now that's saving me room. This shelf is still unread books though. I really need to get through them. But I did unlock another shelf. The biggest thing that was taking up room, or like making everything so crowded, I think, is because in this setup I had to put my TV back into my bookshelf, and it's so this is a spot that's gonna stay empty. This is for the TV, which fits perfectly in there, by the way. But essentially this took up a lot of room and then made this shelf have to be really small, so I can only fit 6 books on it. And there's a couple other things like my coin jar and some like fake flowers and stuff that I want to be able to fit in here. And I want to obviously be able to display some of the books like Kyoshi is right now. So I think I'm really gonna need this room. I might even get rid of this. I might move them all over to the side. I don't know. Maybe I don't have room for my unread books anymore. It's getting crowded. this is just like mostly books that I read as a child or books that are not particularly good, but I want to keep around because they are funny to me, like Shattered Meat. These are a couple more books that I read as a child. These are just books that looked nice on the little shelf. And then these are just like random, just totally random books again. I think what's gonna end up happening is it's mostly gonna be organized by genre. I think I am going to split this into 2 shelves, which kind of makes me fearful that this isn't gonna actually help me that much. But that's okay. We'll see where we end up in the end. So that is what we're starting with. Wow, it's really backlit. Okay. That's what we're starting with. And I'm just gonna hop right into the montage, I guess. Have fun. Alright, so I think I've got it more or less how it's gonna be, things together where they're gonna be. Let me show you what we've done. Up top I've kept the TV DVDs for now. I kind of like the way that my books look here, even though it doesn't really make sense organizationally, if that's a word, but it does look nice, so I might keep it like that. Still got the thrillers over here. I've moved my mangas up because I would like to display some of these a little bit more, and I've put them with my non-fictions, which I don't read too many of those too often, and when I do I usually don't keep them, so hopefully that won't like fill up too fast. I might actually have to move those entirely because I'm gonna keep buying manga and I'm gonna need the room probably at some point. I did separate Avatar and Sonic, but now instead of looking like too crowded and like I have too much on one shelf together and there's no room to display anything, now there's like too much room. Especially with Sonic. Avatar I could probably like display some of these and put some little knickknacks in there and it would be fine. Sonic is a little bit like, it's really not very much. But the thing is, I'm going to keep on getting more. There's plenty more of both actually that I need to get. There's like 5 Avatar mangas I don't own, and there's like a bunch more Sonic games that I'd like to get cases for so that I can display them here. And I also only have the first, I think, yeah, the first 8 Sonic IDW comics. And there's like, I don't know, probably like 30 volumes, so I'm definitely gonna get more of those as well. So I think it's for the best that I keep them separated. I don't know, it seems like a lot, but that's what we're doing. Down here I just decided to put a couple of my classic childhood books that I read as a kid, except for Warriors Cats. That one I actually did not read as a kid, but everyone I knew read it as a kid. And it's still a very childlike book, so I'm just gonna put it there anyway. And then down here are like more childhood books, as you can see from my Twilight collection, and Harry Potter, but they're more like guilty pleasures, like books that I don't, like I'm not crazy about them like I am with these ones up here, but they're entertaining. They're definitely entertaining. Some of them are so bad they're good. Shatter Me is a terrible series, but it's like kind of funny, so unintentionally funny. So same with like Vampire Kisses. That one's just hilarious. So I grouped all those together. Starting at the other top shelf, I have all of my fairy tale, fantasy, princess, Peter Pan, Wizard of Oz, Robin Hood, you know. I also have the entire Cinder series, but one of my friends is borrowing it from me right now, so I don't actually have it. I also have the Grimm's Fairy Tales as well, so those will all go up there once I have them back. But for now, that's what I have for fairy tales. I moved my classics up here, with a couple of books that didn't really fit in anywhere else, off to the corner here, including the Warm Bodies trilogy, if you can call it that, and the Legend series. I kept this shelf the same because I thought it looked really cute, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then down here is basically just like a collect-all of all of the books that didn't really fit well on any of the other shelves. Just like some random stuff. This is mostly like contemporaries over here, or at least books that don't have like a fantasy element. They're like set in the real world. These are books that I really need to reread because I read most of these as a kid, and well, not as a kid, as like a teenager, and I kind of need to reread them just to vouch that they're actually good and I wasn't just like thinking they were good with my teenager brain. It happens sometimes. And just a couple more over here that are basically the same thing. or books that I'm just like not super crazy about. The bottom shelf is still books that I haven't read, mostly because this stack is kind of out of control, and I think if I stack it any higher, it's gonna become a hazard. So I decided to just keep this stuff down here. It's going pretty well so far. I'm gonna take a break and eat some food and maybe watch a movie, and then I'll come back and organize each of these shelves one by one now that they're more like grouped together how I want. And then last step, we'll add some decorations and see how it all turns out.
Can you see the sun is shining on me? It makes me feel so free, so alive. It makes me want to survive. And the sky, it makes me feel so
And that's it. They're done. That's it. Finally. Thank goodness. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thank you so much. This was a mess and I know it, but you know what? I did the best I could and you're getting something. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.